Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for joining me today, and welcome back to our little Jomon campaign. We're doing pretty well so far. This is right where we left off last time. If you'll recall, Hirofumi here did not find any enemy commanders to assassinate, so he is set to attack. Kinmichi is assassinating. Akihito is sneaking. I do need to get a fortress set up on these steel ovens pretty quickly. This little army here under the command of Wather or something, is moving in there. Akisada is also assassinating. We're getting a pretty decent underwater army build up, another turn or two, and I think we'll be pretty much good to go. We are also beginning to recruit Ryujin, which will be fantastic once we have them. Otherwise, our expansion down south is a little bit slow. Up north, however, our tiny army of Sacreds and Akaoni Samurai is actually doing quite well. We've taken most of the north here. We still have to take this province, and of course, our good friend Hirofumi, the morbidly obese, will be taking Hipperbochi this turn. So that will be all kinds of fun. We do have to kind of deal with Rillier over here, but I'm hoping, what I need to do is I need to start building some temples, because right now I only have two, and my best defense against Rillier is to spread my dominion as aggressively as possible, to just shove Rilier's dominion back hard, because if Rilier's dominion gets into my territory, we're going to have some troubles. So, let's hit the end turn button and see where we go. Actually, wait, who's doing nothing? I think it's just scouts, right? Yeah, you're sitting there, you're sitting there, you're sitting there, and you're sitting there. Okay, that's fine. Okay, we have completed research in conjuration and in evocation. We have assassinated Radovad the commander. We have assassinated Egil the hearse. Okay, so hopefully that should mean, yes, this army is now trapped because Egil was the only commander that was in this province, I believe. Unfortunately, there is a province defense officer who I don't think we can assassinate. Battle in Hipperbochi, my ninja destroyed them because there were no commanders. In Kopos, I lost one Akaoni to wipe out the independent defenders, and in Epernia, I lost two Akaoni to take out this entire force. Let's view this battle because it will show us the use of these Karasu Tengus. So, we've got our army all set up. The Akaonis are marching forward. The Tengu immediately begin throwing lightning bolts. One of them actually hit. They're not doing a whole bunch of damage, but they did stun and then kill one of the heavy cavalry. So the heavy cavalry get into the Akaonis. The Akaoni have high enough attack skill, especially with the benefit of the +3 attack from their katanas, that they can really do a lot of damage. Their defense skill is pretty good too, so they don't take a whole lot of damage in the process. These crossbowmen are going to hurt a little bit, but you may notice the Tengu are gone. That's because the Tengu are coming back down over here, and they are immediately assaulting the enemy commanders. You see, he's already had an arm chopped off, because the Tengus, of course, have quite high attack skill and very high defense skill, so they are very hard to deal with, especially with these katanas doing a ton of damage. So basically they kill the commanders, and the enemies just run. Excellent, that was pretty much exactly what I was hoping for. Unexpected event. Oh, well, okay, we got hit with a hurricane, but we finished our fortress. Excellent. So now that Ryujin will be completed in 2 turns. I'll have 1 command point remaining, and with that 1 command point, I will recruit a crab general. Nagai, however, is going to be the first leader of our forces, and we are literally just going to put all of his infantry in a blob. Well, Shark Warriors only have speed 9. See, nobody has fast combat speed. All of these troops are pretty lumbering. So yeah, we're just going to put everything into a blob, say attack closest, and Guy is going to stand here. He's going to hold, then stay behind the troops, and we're just going to see. Yes, they have Erythnia has taken this province, but I think war with them is probably inevitable. See, down here we've got Kraken and Sea Trolls and things. I don't really want to fight that province if I don't have to. And I think I can take Erythia Erythian crossbowmen, I don't know if they actually work underwater. But I'm going to attack Erythia. My hope is that they will be trapped between Rouliette and myself and take a whole bunch of damage. And I want to stop them from making too much progress. So we're just going to launch the assault immediately. Having upgraded that, Fortress also gave us the benefit of getting more recruitment points and resources. So we can hopefully do the Shark Warrior thing a little bit more effectively. Yeah, like Shrimp Soldiers we could get pretty easily now. Attack 9, 22. Yeah, what if we did that? I think mixing in a few regular Ichthyids for the nets is actually a good idea. So I'm going to do that recruitment for right now. In the meantime, I have almost 900 extra gold, which means Nagafusa is going to build a temple. And over here, I'm going to kill that recruitment for the moment. And Wather is going to build... I can't build a Palisades. I don't want to recruit more ninjas here. Oh, I don't have a lab. Well, I clearly totally forgot what I was doing. The whole point of having Nagafusa there was for him to build a lab. So let's move back there. Wather can build a Palisades. We'll get a lab and a temple going here. We have taken Hipperbochi, which is great. We're going to drop 10 points of defense on it right away. Now, Hipperbochi can recruit heavy cavalry. They're very, very resource intensive, but they're also very good. Middle-aged heavy cavalry are quite good, really. Resource-wise, there are a lot of resources right nearby, so it will be worth forting this province as well. Also, I can recruit scouts here. So I'm going to start recruiting scouts endlessly. Hirofumi will move up here to assassinate and take over this province. Akisada is going to continue assassinating here. If I recall... Yeah, he killed a commander last turn. And this scout will keep moving. We are going to flood Midgard with some scouts. So that's Raga. That's Midgard. I think we're at war with Midgard now. We should be. You are going to attack there, while Kinmichi moves down here. What's his heroic ability? Endurance. Okay, cool. You guys can keep moving down. You can search for some magic sites. Okay, doing pretty well. We're getting our Master Shugenjas recruited over there. I'm recruiting Master Shugenjas there as well. Koichi is going to move out of the Evergreen Forest, which he does not need to be in. What else? Recruitment-wise, are there any cool rituals you can cast? You can cast Call of the Winds and Astral Projection, which I don't want you to do. But you can now summon Konoha Tengus, which takes air and earth. If I'd been thinking about it, I would have given General Confusion 1 point of earth magic. If I could have freed up the points, because with his very high air magic, if he'd had 1 point of earth, he would have been able to cast summon Konoha Tengus and get a whole bunch of them. As it is, I can summon Karasu or I can summon Konoha. I have more air gems, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to summon a whole bunch of Konoha Tengus. It will tank my research to be summoning all these Tengus, but it will be worth it. Let's get another commander somewhere. Go Kennen. Actually, I'll tell you what. Let's get a good commander. Let's get a Hatamoto, who is a pretty decent commander. And we'll send him back to pick up some troops back here. We're going to get... yeah, let's just recruit a whole bunch of Akaoni, which is kind of what we've been leaning on, to go with those. We have a few fodder units out front, and then we'll have our Tengu Air Force in the back. Ideally, we will also send Koichi with them to bless those Tengu before they fly out and try to murder everybody. Because the air shield would be nice. And you can move out to do some assassinating. We still have 140 gold, which we will spend recruiting... Ashigaru? How could we do if we recruited Ashigaru? We could get a whole bunch of them, or we could get some Akaoni. The problem with Akaoni is actually that we just run out of recruitment points so quickly. I mean, we can literally get 5 Ashigaru for the same recruitment point cost as 1 Akaoni samurai. Nope. That's not what I wanted. Yeah, let's do that. A few Akaoni and some Ashigaru to meat shield for him. Okay, great. I'm just going to have that on repeat for now. We're not going to have that on repeat because we need the lab to start recruiting wizards. Research, still abysmal. Just really, really bad. Evocation-wise, we want to get up to level 3, as I've said, and then we'll hit construction harder. So, is there anything else we could do? Actually, since I'm already kind of tanking my research, I'm going to... where's the... Right, Karasu Tengu requires nature and air. Yeah, we'll just stick with Konoha's. Okay, let's see what the next turn does for us, shall we? Anything special up here? Oh, like I said, I think I'm at war with Midgard, so I might just start slapping them down immediately. But I would also like to steal as many provinces as possible, so he's going to go up there into that province. We'll put some defense in here, and we've already got some defense in all these other provinces, except this one. Okay. Yeah, that's a crossbow province, so this would also be a good place to put a fort. Although it does not have many resources, so I wouldn't actually really be able to take advantage. So, nah, I won't. I'll get my heavy cavalry and such from over here. And crossbow-wise, I guess I'll just kind of ignore them. Okay, no more magic sites, unfortunately. Tried to assassinate a commander and lost. Sad. Battle in Sea Stag Lake. And we were beaten. Okay, so let's take a look at that. So the Shark, just looking at kill numbers, the Shark Warriors did very, very well. Shrimp Soldier, not so much. Ichthyids, not so much. But the Shark Warriors did definitely pretty well. This is a Light Merman Infantry. The Soldiers of the Setting Sun are kind of tough. They're Formation Fighters, they're Amphibious and Sacred, and they have a pretty high attack magic weapon that does piercing magical damage, plus a good defense skill and high protection. Comparing to my Shark Warriors, they have, let me see, well, let's view the battle. Let's just view the battle and we can make the comparison directly. So, he's casting Divine Blessing, so they were blessed. Now, unblessed rather, Soldiers of the Setting Sun, they have a point of experience, and I think they all have a point of experience. So, attack skill 12, defense 15, protection 18. So right off the bat, they've got the same attack as my Shark Warriors, much higher defense, a little bit lower protection, lower hit points, and they do less damage when they hit. But they still do pretty decent damage. When they're blessed, let's see what his blessing is like. He's also got these crossbows that can fire underwater. They have less range, but they can shoot underwater, and they do piercing damage. Okay, so what's his blessing? Flaming weapons, air shield, and shock resistance. Wow. He's got a really, really strong bless. So he's got flaming weapons, he's got the air shield, and the shock resistance. So the flaming weapons are going to be what did it for me, because the flaming weapons do all this extra fire. Well, although I don't know if flaming weapons even actually work underwater. Okay, so the crossbows are firing into me. The Shark Warriors successfully engaged everybody. This Shark Warrior is enraged. Interesting. I don't know if that's a thing that happens to Shark Warriors generally, or... But, okay. Yeah, I think it must be. Either that or they're being enraged by the Pearl Blades. Which I don't think they do. Yeah, that must be just a trait of Shark Warriors that I'd never noticed before. So, you notice, the Shark Warriors actually destroyed all of the infantry that came after them. The problem was, they routed. They lost their morale. Which is funny, because they do have very high morale, but I think if I'd had more Shark Warriors and less of everything else, I would have won that battle. So let's view the retreat. So I think we got all our units back, which is good. But that does point out to me we do need more Shark Warriors. So this turn, both of those commanders will be completed. I will then stop recruiting any Crab Generals and focus entirely on Ryujin. In Deep Forest, we won 1 casualty. In Viveros, we lost. And we inflicted a whole bunch of casualties. And the Karasu Tengus did their work. They took out the Goad, the priest here that moved in. Must have moved in, I guess. But the Vans did enough damage to take out our troops. Oh, and the Woodsmen with their bows. Yeah, see, bows. Bows are just such a huge problem. Okay. So we got 11 units back all told. Alright, that's fine. I don't need to view that battle. I know basically what happened. Amiridon is sucking. Just continuously sucking. This province right here. Yeah, for some reason this province is just terrible. Shame. Let's give Bark all the troops. You move down there. I think I can take this province because, looking at the last battle, what they have left is they have a few Vans left. All dead, all dead, all dead, all dead. Pretty much all dead. 1 alive. But it's basically Woodsmen. Well, Woodsmen and province defense, but I think I can take them. So, especially because... yeah, I think with 23 Akaoni Samurai, I can take those guys. Tsutomu is going to take these troops and head back towards here. So the Konoha Tengus, generally less good than the Karasu Tengus, but, you know, more numerous. So, and of course, Sacred and Blessable. So we will get Koichi back there. You, Fuyufusa, are researching. Michio, you should also be researching. Masatada. Let's get more Tengu. Let's get some Karasu Tengus, because they are a little bit better. And I have more nature gems at this point. So we'll get Karasu Tengu, Karasu Tengu, Karasu Tengu, and Karasu Tengu. So that will give us 12 Karasu Tengu to back up our 15 Konoha Tengu. That will be a very significant air force, and one that will really support our melee forces quite well. Once again, we're going to put all those troops in here. I think the thing that might have let me down is actually the regular Ichthyids, because their basic morale is 12, whereas the Shark Warrior's basic morale is 14. And if any member of the unit fails a morale check, the whole unit fails. The check is actually against the average morale in the unit, not any individual unit's morale. So, for example, if you have a squadron of low morale units, you can effectively boost their chances of passing a morale check by including a few really high morale units. But, of course, that does drag down the morale of the high morale units. So, you know, it's a trade-off. Wow. Oh, once again, the river. Okay, interesting. Yeah, sneak down there. Let's see what all is going on. And you move... That's weird. Why does that have a connection? There's something weird with this map. That's strange. Okay, fine. Go down here and search for magic sites. I don't care. Bark. Well, let's leave Viliveros alone for now. They don't have any commanders, so you move in there. Launch that attack. Ooh, there is an army there. So let's pump up the jams a little bit when it comes to province defense. This province, I just lost my ninja there. There's some lizard warriors there. You can move down. Raga, I'm going to leave alone for now. Ooh, that's another crossbow province. That's pretty cool. You guys come back down here. What is your sign again? Welcome sign, that's right. Not really useful in these contexts. You can assassinate. You start moving. Actually, no. You build a palisade. I don't have enough money for a palisade. I could stop recruiting Akaoni here. That might give me enough money for a palisade. That'll give me enough money for a palisade. Start building a palisade, please. More forts equals more money and more wizards at some point. You start going over there. Okay. Yeah, Bark is taking that province. We're just going to leave that province alone for a moment. By moving into the capital circle of Midgard, I think I will provoke an immediate response. Which is okay. If 20 herdmen and archers come up against my province defense, I think they'll lose. They'll probably lose. I've got some decent heavy infantry. I've got crossbows. I've got a couple of commanders. Should be fine. And down here, everybody is researching or summoning. So we'll be good to go. You can just patrol. 8 commanders. You can move down. Kinmichi can assassinate. I want you to build a lab, actually. So, hold up for a second. You will build a lab with that money instead. And then I will take the extra cash and recruit one more ninja. Alright, more Tengus. A battle in Scraw Point. Oh, the forces of Midgard. They cast, what's the spell called? There's an air spell that summons a bunch of hawks into a province, and it can be an enemy province. Fortunately, I had just boosted the province defense here, and so the hawks were beaten off because hawks are actually terrible troops. Now, this spell, Call of the Winds, I think is what it's called, they're actually fantastic patrollers because they're flying, which gives a patrol bonus, but they are terrible, just awful in combat. Low protection, unimpressive defense skill, low hit points, so my Ashigaru wiped them out with literally no casualties. Hirofumi assassinated the commander, Kinmichi assassinated the commander, battle in Witch's Copse, which I won, but this Vanjarl really put the hurt on me because, of course, Vanjarls have glamour and very, very high stats. They're expensive. This is an expensive thug chassis. This is actually one of the real classic thug chassis because with the air magic and the glamour, he has access to a number of very potent self-buffs, plus with his naturally high defense skill, he doesn't need much by way of equipment. Pretty much you can give this guy, a frost brand, or a fire brand, or any basic thugging weapon, and set him loose, and he can do a pretty good job by himself. Plus, he's stealthy and he can sail, which means he can attack in unexpected places without the enemy really noticing him, until it's too late. So, he's very, very good, but as I said, expensive. So me killing him at the cost of 5 Akaoni Samurai, totally worth it. Battle in Peacehaven. Raga attacked Lemuria and won. Interesting. Oh, because Lemuria just had province defense and living province defense at that. Okay. Well, that's kind of cool. Reanimator Priest, magically attuned researcher. Interesting. I think that's a new ability. I don't think they had it before. But so Lemur Acolytes apparently are even better in realms of magic and worse in realms of drain. Okay, interesting. It's good to know that Lemur is not having everything all its own way. Amiradon continues to be beaten up because they are just the least lucky people. And the Royal Green is also getting some of it. So we took Witch's Copse. Over here we have a pretty significant army led by a great sage. Can you assassinate? I don't actually know. You can move out there. This army is still moving in this direction. You all go back to researching. I think I've summoned enough flyers for now. Pretty significant flying coterie. I've got 51 units in total, plus his 17. Yeah, he'll be pretty close to full up on his army once he gets there. And I have Masataka the Ryujin. 3 water and 2 earth, which is a pretty good combination. We are going to kill him. And we will start to recruit shark warriors. We can put some shrimp soldiers in there, maybe? But their morale is actually pretty low. I mean, morale-wise, I'd actually rather have Ichthyids. And Ichthyids cost a lot less resources. The lower protection... I don't know. The shrimp soldiers do a ton more damage. Like a lot more damage. And their defense skill is higher. So let's go with shrimp soldiers. Actually, let's just go all shark warriors. 100% shark warriors. And we're going to give them to Shoichi. And we will split them up like that. So, Masataka. He has this Dragon Pearl, which gives him a water gem in every single battle he participates in, just automatically, which means he can cast water spells that require a gem without having to actually have another gem for them. He can also summon earth power, which means he will be constantly reinvigorated. So underwater, really what he wants to do is he wants to summon earth power and then summon water power. But actually, let me think. He already has 3 water, so summon water power, not essential for him. Summoning earth power, however, will be really good because it gives him reinvigoration. So I think he wants to summon earth power, then summon a lesser water elemental, and then... one second. Let me change shape. So he still has all his magic when his shape is changed. He has 47 hit points. Are his attacks different? His attacks get better. He gets more hit points. Strength 14, attack skill 12. And his strength and attack skill go up. So really what I want is... I want him in this form if he's going to be attacking. But he has fewer slots if he's in human form. So this is the trade-off. If you're thugging out a Ryujin, you probably want him in this shape, because then he can carry weapons and shields and armor and all that. What can you forge for yourself? Eye loss, which is nice. Ooh, dwarven hammers. Oh, wait, hold up. I need to level up construction, but with level 2 earth, he can forge earth boots, which bump him up to level 3, and then he can forge dwarven hammers, which lower the cost of forged items. So that's pretty fantastic. Weapon-wise, nothing too terribly impressive. He could forge the Ice Aegis, or the Lead Shield, which would give him more magic resistance. None of the items that I have access to at the moment are really vital for him. Bracers of Protection would be nice, but I just don't have enough high-level construction to have good thug items. Yeah, like even you with 2 nature, I don't think there's any terribly good nature items. The Chithyronic Lion Pelt. That's actually not bad, and it doesn't cost much at all. Gives 15 protection. Does have a point of encumbrance. Huh. Anyway, with the construction of our first Ryujin here, we have now broken into the ability to thug out our Ryujins and to have them for potent battle magery. So I can also call Krakens. Interesting. That would be very useful, or might be very useful. Cave cows and cave grubs, on the other hand, not terribly useful. They're unimpressive. But, like I said, summon earth power, summon lesser water elemental. As I level up, he can actually just summon full-size water elementals, which will be even better. So I think that is probably going to be his modus operandi early on. And I mean, he can do that, and then, since he is sacred, he's sacred but not a priest. Well, he could change shape and attack rear. That would be interesting. I don't know if it would be a good idea, because, as I said, he doesn't have much protection. Well, protection 13 is not terrible. I could give him bracers of protection, which would increase his protection and his defense skill. I don't know. I'll think about it. But I think I'm going to wrap this video up here. I know it's a little bit shorter, but I don't have as much time to record as I would like tonight. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one, where we will be continuing to prosecute our war against Midgard, and ideally driving through them as quickly as we can so we can get after Lemuria. It looks like Raga has actually been fighting a very, very successful anti-Lemurian campaign, which I love. This is exactly what I want to see. Especially because Lemuria appears to be making heavy, heavy use of recruited independent units instead of spawning a whole bunch of their own national ghost units, which I also love. So hopefully that goes well for them. I wish them all the best, and we will see how the game goes from there. In an ideal world, they would take Lemur's capital and wipe it out and conquer it so that Lemur doesn't get its national income of death gems, because if they don't get that, they're much less dangerous. But we'll see how that goes for Raga. So thank you all once again, and I will see you in the next episode.